Did I mention he's really into Gandalf and Phil Collins? If you were to play a Phil Collins track while he watches The Lord of the Rings, he'd probably turn into a porcupine. $7 it is.
He's already got it.
What was that shoe? Soul. Link Soul.
My shoe.
Soul! Need a taste. Okay.
Mind blown today, huh? I got me a talent.
Whoa, you got a green tongue too. Oh my goodness.
On one side. Nope. That's a stain. That's where I've been, I don't know, kissing the alligators.
Yeah, mine's yellow. You got a green warhead. That's what happened. Okay, so what I'm going to do now,
I almost got chills from the warhead. That's never happened before, and I've never heard of it, but
you would not have known.
I think that I can induce.
You're saying that you didn't know. Oh my goodness. Going into this, that it would be this easy for you.
No, but I could have told you that Phil Collins song. Did you even know that song?
Yeah. Who does not? I mean, who our age has never heard that song. But it's not the kind of song that would ever give me chills. Like a song that would give me chills is like a moving song. Easy Lover is not a moving song. It's a song that takes you back to a time, but it's not like, like a big uplifting emotional.
Almost, but then yeah, like
emotional song,
like that cymbal swell, like.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely psyched myself out. Like I felt the pressure of the experiment.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna consume that.
What, are you okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
I felt like I felt the pressure, like I was being observed, even though we were the ones doing the observing. I felt like I was sitting in like a lab somewhere.
Well, they're observing.
Yeah, and because when I'm just watching television, watching a movie or listening to music, I get, I think maybe it's the goosebump part that is not very common. To me, I get the shudder down the spine. I get that all the time. Tingle.
Spine tingle.
Any sort of emotional point, like uplifting point in a movie. And then
that kid's in Boy Scouts. I know it's coming, and I'm gonna get that Eagle Scout moment.
I'm not kidding you. I'm just like my dad. People don't think this about me. I know this, but if I were to sit and watch an Eagle Scout ceremony and it was led by someone who was compelling, not only would I shudder, I would cry.
Well, that's two different things, my brother.
No, but it is two different things. But sometimes they coincide.
I think they like you cry. There's a cognizant recognition of something emotional, but there is for a spine tingling sensation. It's all irrational. Like crying is rational. Spine tingling is irrational.
Why is crying more rational?
Because you could tell me why you're crying. Right? Like that's an emotional moment. I'm moved.
But if getting the chills is having an emotional response, then that would just be another emotional response.
It's not an emotional response. Is it?
I think so. I think that's what makes the theory so.
I guess it is like
so interesting because it's not just
when
like
Gandalf showed up. That was emotional for me, but
and you weren't scared or cold. You were moved, right?
I was moved. Yeah,
that's why they have a difficult time theorizing because it would be one thing if every time you got scared, your hair stood up. Okay, all right.
Has that ever happened though? Have you ever been walking in your house late at night?
Yeah, I think so.
And you can't get to the light switch fast enough. And
is this what happens when you're home alone?
Yeah. And the man at the end of the hall, the invisible man, starts rattling his pant leg. Like I hear like a rustle of a pant leg. Like,
what? You should keep that to yourself.
That man's rustling his pant leg. I gotta turn the light on.
What do you mean? He's like getting ready to move? There's breakdancing?
Like he's standing at the end of the hall and he's like shaking his leg. shake. Like, that's what I picture. An old man ghost shaking a leg.
I've gotten the chills while being scared, watching a horror movie. But again, I think probably for every time I get the chills, for every 10 times I get the chills, 1 out of 10 times I get the goosebumps. The goosebumps for me is almost always when I'm cold. If I'm cold and I have a shiver, it'll be accompanied by goosebumps.
I'll get the chills when I'm having a really good conversation with somebody. Like, sometimes if we're like on a roll and we're having, one of us has an idea, I'll get the chills.
You need like a chillometer.
Yeah, I'll be
you need like a little, like one.
Like I have a hat with a light bulb on it, so you know
you have a little band that's like embedded in your, like a little electrical thing embedded in your skin. You got to go to the doctor for this. The chillometer. And so that way, every time you, because sometimes I can't tell, I don't know this. I mean, here I am, you're experiencing these chills when we're having a good idea. It needs to be shown some way. So maybe it should cause something to happen on your face. Or maybe a hat, maybe a hat with a light bulb on top of it.
Right. Or sunglasses that like the letters pop up on. Like it says, chillin'. like.
That might be a little inconvenient. Okay.
Yeah, it could be a little inconvenient.
Since you're so good at getting the chills, these stories, they're 2-sentence stories that were at the, is this at the, no.
2 sentence?
Tickled.com? Is that where these are at? 2-sentence horror stories that would keep you up night and gave me the chills.
Keep you up at night. Hand me the head agitator.
But then it won't be a real test.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't recommend coffee. People are like, do you actually have coffee in there? There it is right there, kids.
Tell me if these give you the chills. I woke up to hear...
Warheads and coffee's not cool.
I woke up to hear... What?
I was just going to say the other link right on top of it. What's on that? These are more likely to make Link get chills, I think. These are creepy things that kids have actually said
Okay.
to people.
All right, I just changed it up. This is from The Stir. thestir.cafemom.com. These creepy comments from children will give you the chills.
Okay.
When my youngest son was maybe 2 years old, he crept outside our bedroom door very early one morning while my husband and I were still asleep. I awoke to a deadpan, tiny voice whispering, "Let her in. Let her in. Let her in," over and over and over. Turns out the cat was pawing at the back door, and he was just informing us it was time to, let her in.
I was going to say scroll down. That was just the intro. Thank you.
Oh,
I was like...
you could just tell me that. You already told me to go to the different article.
Is that why I didn't get chills?
Yeah.
Here's another one. Scroll it down. Scroll it down.
Okay, sorry, that was just an example. Most unsettling, okay, here we go. These are from readers. I was tucking in my 2-year-old. He said, "Goodbye, Dad." I said, "No, we say good night." He said, "I know, but this time it's goodbye."
Felt sorry for the guy.
While changing my
What
daughter...
happened?
Nothing, man. Did it give you the chills? While changing my daughter in front of the open closet door, she kept looking around me and laughing. I asked her what was so funny. She said, "The man," to which I replied, "What man?" She then pointed at the closet and said, "The man with the snake neck." I turned around and nothing was there. I'm afraid to look into the history of my house to see if anyone hung themselves in the closet. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I totally got the shiver, but no goosebumps. See, It went like horror. That's where I found my secret. Is horror.
Yeah, I'm just feeling sorry for these people.
It didn't get you at all?
No, I was like, snake
Snake neck.
I pictured a guy with a long neck.
When she's okay. All right. I was on a bus recently, and we were stopped outside a walk-in clinic. A little girl in the seat in front of me turned to her dad and said, "Death is the poor man's doctor." And that was that. I jokingly asked, this is a new one, I jokingly asked, "What's the best way to get a girlfriend?" 7-year-old's response, "Tell her to be my girlfriend or she'll never see her parents again." Before I was born here, I had a sister, right? Her and my other mom are so old now. They were okay when the car was on fire, but I sure wasn't. He was maybe 5 or 6 years old. It was totally out of the blue.
Ew.
Creepiest thing that you've ever said to your parents, just so you know. My 5-year-old son asked me last week, "What do you see through the black circles in my eyes when you're controlling me when I'm at school?" That gave me the chills.
What do you see?
That didn't do it. I'm totally serious.
It did?
Yes.
What do you see through the black circles in my eyes when you're controlling me at school?
Gosh.
He thinks his parents are good. He's like a remote-controlled child.
My 5-year-old at the time had night terrors and would scream in her sleep. One night I said, "Mama's here, it's okay." She'd look right at me, still asleep, and scream, "Mama, but who is that behind you?" Yeah. 5-year-old said, "Mommy, when you die, I want to put you in a glass jar so I can keep you and see you forever." To which the 6-year-old responds, "That's stupid. Where are you going to find a jar that big?" Dumb. A friend of mine's
She's
child
6 years old.
told
It was
him-
actually a good point.
A friend of mine's child told him, "Daddy, I love you so much that I want to cut your head off and carry it around so I can see your face wherever I want." These aren't going to give you chills.
These aren't going to give me chills. They're not morbid enough.
Walking through a graveyard to visit some departed family members, we walked across the grave of a baby boy who died shortly after being born. There's a family relationship, so we knew for a fact the mother was still alive. My 4-year-old son turned to my wife and said, "Why is that baby crying? Why won't his mom hug him?"
This is just nasty stuff, man. Has your child ever said anything super creepy like this? Leave a comment below. I don't want to hear nothing your creepy child's been saying. If it's anything like this, I want to hear things happy children have been saying.
All right. Okay. Last one. I was sound asleep, and at around 6 a.m., I was woken up by my 4-year-old daughter's face inches from mine. She looked right into my eyes and whispered, "I want to peel off your skin." The backstory here is I had been sunburned the previous week.
I want to peel your skin.
Those first 2 or 3 got me, no lie. But no goosebumps, man. I need to go to the doctor and get some goosebump
She's an
cream.
easy
Need
lover.
some goosebump
She'll
cream.
take your heart, what you want, feel it, dun, 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 like no other. And for you know it to be on
Here,
your
okay.
knees. You get down on your knees. It's an
I'm willing to
easy
bet. I see it.
lover.
I'm willing to bet you can do this
Take
without
your
singing,
heart,
though.
what you want.
No,
Look, you see that?
you can do it without singing. There's no doubt in my mind you can do it without doing anything. But you have to let it die down again. No, don't even think about the song. No, don't sing. I want to see no external signs except the goosebumps, because you could like win a tournament or something if you can do this.
Excuse me.
Oh god.
I thought it was chills, but it was just
It was a goose burp.
goose burp.